Welcome to From Betrayal to Breakthrough, and here is a mini dose of Dr. Debi where I'm sharing tips, suggestions, strategies, and sometimes just motivation to have you move past your betrayal once and for all. So the holidays are coming, and for many people who've been betrayed, it can be a really painful time. It could be a great time for some and a really painful time for others, because the first thing you do is you remember what used to happen, during the holidays, what was going on. And then once you've been betrayed, you automatically go back to what were they doing? Well, I was thinking we were celebrating the holidays, and so many things like that. So here's what I recommend. You can avoid it if that's, what you want and you're on your own, and that's fine. Totally okay. You can also change the meaning and create a different type of celebration. Maybe that's the time where instead of, having the big turkey dinner, maybe you're serving others and that feels so good for you. You change the meaning that you give it. By doing something different, you create a different association to that event. So maybe it's a time where you get together with a long lost friend, and every, let's say, Thanksgiving for you is reconnecting with someone that you lost touch with, something like that. You get to decide what you do with it. Just because the betrayal happened does not mean that it has to negatively impact every holiday, every milestone, everything. It doesn't. The meaning changes because you change what you associate with it. I hope that helps. After betrayal, it can be really hard to know if you're making good decisions, healthy decisions, because think about it. The person you trusted the most proved untrustworthy. So then the after effect of that is, well, then you lose your own ability to trust because you say, well, how did I not see? How did I not know? So that if you don't trust the person you trusted the most, you don't trust yourself. Then you're like, well, how do I trust in anything and anyone? How do you start regaining that trust? One of the ways to do it that's really helpful is like this. If you're unsure, and I see this is so useful, especially with parents. Now we're talking about from the everyday decisions to the big decisions. What would you suggest if it were your child coming to you with the exact same thing? If you don't have children, your best friend, someone you love, they came to you with your same question, with your same, no, I'm not sure what to do about this situation. From the small to the big, what would you recommend? What would you suggest? So until trust is rebuilt, self-trust and then trust in others again, a helpful way is to test that same scenario on your children, if you don't have children, on someone you love. I hope that helps. I was on someone's podcast yesterday and she said, well, how do you know if you've healed from betrayal? And I said, I'm going to answer it like this. Here's how you know if you're not healed. Those people are like, well, I'm good as long as I don't see them. You're not healed. I'm good as long as I'm not triggered. You're not healed. If you're fine, like, how are you? I'm fine. No, you're not healed. If things are average in your health and your work and your relationships, you're not healed. Here's why. When you move through betrayal, through the 5 stages from betrayal to breakthrough, you become a different version of you that never would have had the opportunity to exist had that not happened. And when you go through that transformation, which actually begins at stage 4, you change physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. You're not fine. You're awesome. You're different. You're taking all the parts of you love. You're leaving behind everything that no longer serves. And it is deliberate and intentional. And on an emotional timeline, it can look something like this. First, deep sadness. Oh my gosh, how did they do this to me? And then anger. How can you do this to me? And then kind of pity. And it sounds so bad, but it's really not. It's amazing because when you get to that stage, you realize it's not you. You realize it's them. And then from there, compassion. When you're in compassion, you're good. So if you're in the sadness, the anger, even the pity stage, just keep going. You're probably in stage 3, the most common place to get stuck out of the 5 stages from betrayal to breakthrough. It is predictable. There is a roadmap taking you out of stage 3 to stage 4, to stage 5, and beyond. You've been through the worst of it already. Just keep going. Of course, I'm here to help. You need the right tools, support, and the right community to move through the 5 stages from betrayal to breakthrough. And we have all that within the PBT Institute. So join us at the PBT, as in post-betrayal transformation, thepbtinstitute.com. There's a version of you who's so confident, healthy, peaceful, and happy on the other end of your healing, and we can't wait to help you get there. We got you. Thanks for listening, and here's to your breakthrough.